Hello everyone, how are you? Happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Monday motivation. I hope that your week is off to a great start. Now, you guys know that Monday might be the first day of the work week, but it doesn't have to be your first day of the week, meaning you don't have to kind of sit around in that bad mood if Monday seems to be a bad day for you. Instead, you can do what I do, and that is you look at Sunday as the first day of the week. And that way you can enjoy, that way you can have a great day and still be able to be awesome. Hey, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Monday to you. We're going to give just a few minutes for everyone to get in the room and get settled. So, hey, I'm so glad to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm so glad that you are here. So we're going to give a few minutes for everyone. Look at you. Thank you for the blessings of those super hearts. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So we're going to give a few minutes for everybody to get in the room really quickly. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, now I know many of you do, but just in case you're a newbie here, I want to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Angela Chester. I'm a pastoral counselor and Christian empowerment coach. So some people don't know what a pastoral counselor is, so let me explain. I am an ordained minister, but I'm also a mental health practitioner. That's what our degrees allow us to do, and I absolutely love it. That means that I am not only able to help you with spiritual development. That's what we do on Wednesdays with Wednesdays in the Word. But we're also able to help you with things dealing with PTSD, anxiety, depression, marriage counseling, those types of things. And especially if you're a Christian, you want someone who understands your faith, understands your values, and can make sure that we cross those two so that you're getting the best advice for you. Now, as a Christian empowerment coach, what do? I teach you how to take the word off of the page, meaning I teach you how to not just read your Bible, but how to place it in your heart, how to make it a part of your day-to-day living, because that's really what we need to learn how to do, right? We need to learn how to live out that word, not just hear it on a Sunday and go, "Oh, pastor was good," and then not know what to do with it. We want to be able to live throughout the week in our faith. Now, on Wednesdays, you guys know that I do Wednesdays in the Word. So if you happen to be a believer and you want a little Christian motivation, then Wednesday is another day for you to join me. Now, some of you guys know me from Daily Spark with Dr. Angela. That's on FM and AM radio. Thanks so much for tuning in. Others of you know me from Daily Spark TV. That's on in Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in. I really and truly appreciate your doing that. Now, if you want to know more about me, or perhaps you're looking even to partner with me or to sponsor me, then please visit drangela.chester.com. I am so happy to be able to bring partnership opportunities, but more importantly, to be able to bring some sponsorship opportunities to you. I want to be able to get your business, get that commercial out there and let everyone know about your business, about your brand, because it's not just about me, right? It's about all of us shining a light so that others will know about the love of Christ. I love it, and I'm so happy to be able to assist you guys as well. Now, as you can hear, I have a little bit of a raspy voice, so I'm not going to get as fired up as I usually do. Please forgive me. It is due to my voice. I'm trying to preserve because I have some events that are coming up. But please, let's kind of tune in and let's get ready to go. Now, if you guys, if I didn't say it before, if you want to know more about me, you can always visit drangela.chester.com. Alrighty, you guys, are you ready? Let's go. So, Monday Motivation, I share with you 5 quotes that I find to be motivational, inspirational, encouraging, empowering, and hopefully you can find one quote that you'll be able to hold on to it and take it throughout your week. Listen, I used to work in a cubicle too before I moved to an office, before I moved to private practice, and I remember what it was like dealing with folks and the politics of an office and just dealing with people's moods and all that, and sometimes you need to just be able to encourage yourself. So here we go. Number one, and they're not in any particular order. Number one, only I can change my life. No one can do it for me, right? You know, people think that an overnight success or that everyone just happens to drop into where they are. Most people have had to make sure that they have a little bit of experience to get to where they need to go. So most definitely, I remember those days of working in a cubicle as well. Now, only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. Now, as you guys know, on Mondays, it's no religious overtone necessarily, but I can't help being who I am, so I'm always going to bring a little bit of Jesus into it. Now, I understand that we can do nothing other than with the help of God. I understand that I can do all things through Christ Jesus, who gives me my strength. But I also understand that it is up to me to make it happen in our day-to-day things. I go to God every morning and I ask for direction every day. I'm a breast cancer survivor, and since being a survivor, before my feet hit the floor, I say, God, what would you have me do today? Now, I know what I want to do today, but God, being the creator, always has a plan for your life. Make sure that you are checking in with God and you're asking him, what would you have me do? Why is that important? Because you want to make sure that you are on the right path, that you are doing exactly what it is that you are supposed to do. Now, aside from that, we need to make sure that we are accountable, that we're accountable to the things that God has us do. Hey, everyone, that we are accountable to the things that God wants us to do, but we're also accountable to our business, to our brand. Now, no one is going to get out there and make sure that your brand is being a brand if you are not doing it. You can hire people that are great at what they do, and they can definitely get, some feet in the door, get some butts in the seats, get some viewers, however you want to do that, right? However you want to say that. But if you don't put in the work, then no one else is going to want to work as hard for you if you don't want to work as hard for yourself. So only I can change my life. No one is going to do it for me. Now, that quote is by Carol Burnett. Now, if you don't know who Carol Burnett is, then please definitely Google her, because she was a comedian during, I'm going to say, about the 80s, about maybe the 70s and 80s and maybe early 90s. She used to have her own TV show. Now, if you know who Lucille Ball is, I love Lucy. So there was Lucy, and then there was Carol Burnett. And they were funny women, comedians that had TV shows. They were great at what they did. But the one thing that they both talked about all the time is that no one was going to open a door for me simply because I was a woman. No one was going to open a door for me simply because I was funny. I needed to get up every day and make it happen. I needed to get up every day and make sure that if I wanted to stay relevant, if I wanted to stay current, I had to put in the hard work. I remember that even as a teenager. So when I found this quote, I said, oh, how appropriate, how beautiful that we are getting that reminder again today, that only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. Thank you so much for inviting your followers. I appreciate that. Now, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, please be sure that you not only like this video, but that you subscribe. I want you to be able to join in on my Monday motivations. Thank you so much for doing that, you guys. Quote number 2. You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. So what does that mean? It means that if you have all of these beautiful, lofty dreams, if you want to make it happen, you gotta get up off your butt and make it happen. You have to do the work. Now, for some people, that means that you have to make those phone calls. For others, it means perhaps sending emails. For others, it may be putting stuff in the mail, making those appearances, doing some stuff for free so that you can demand the higher price. Whatever it is that you need to do, it means that you're going to have to do that. Having $1 million dream. Do you want to live in a certain house, drive a certain car? Do you want to be on stage at a certain place? Do you want to have a certain number of people in the seats? paying attention to you, laughing at your jokes, or listening to your poetry or your music or whatever it is. If that's the case, you are going to have to invest in yourself. You are going to have to make sure that you are always honing your craft and that you are always putting forth your best effort. Now, if I want for you to be able to know what I do, then I need to make sure that I am bringing to you great information, that I am sharing with you great things that are going to keep you inspired. I can't have so-so guests on my show. I got to have great guests on my show, right? I need to be able to bring people that are going to inspire you if I say that that's what I want to do. So, my dear friend out there, I want you to make sure that if you have $1 million dream, that you are not putting in a minimum wage work ethic, that you are putting in $1 million work ethic so that you can have that $1 million dream. Quote number 3. Here we go. It's not about perfect. It's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. That's how change happens. Now, this quote is by Julia Michaels. Let me say it one more time. It's not about perfect. It's about effort. And when you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. That's how change occurs. Now, I really like this one. Again, that quote is by Julia Michaels. Now, I really like this one because she makes it plain from the very beginning. It's not about perfect. It's about effort, right? So many times we get caught up, we get hung up, we get stuck in perfect. If it's not perfect, then I don't want to do it. Sometimes you have to go with the 99%. Sometimes you have to go on and get started with the 90%. Sometimes you just have to say, today is the day and we're going to start this venture. If you are just waiting to start your business until you have the perfect logo, then really you're procrastinating. You're stalling. I hate to tell you, but you're stalling. Don't let the simple, I can't decide if I want this font or that font to be the reason why you don't open your doors tomorrow to your business. I want for you to make sure that you are open and honest with yourself. Now, one word that I try not to throw around too often is self-reflection. I want you to look at yourself. I want you to think about the things that you are doing. What are some of the habits that you have that perhaps are not good habits? And what I mean by that is that they're not allowing you to be your best self. They're not allowing you to move you or your business or your brand or your company, however you would phrase that. They're not allowing you to move forward in what you have been called to do. All right? I want for you instead to be able to say, you know what? I may not have the perfect body, but I'm going to get out there on that stage and I am going to walk the catwalk. Or I'm going to get out on that stage and I'm going to do my presentation. Am I 10 pounds overweight? Am I 20 pounds overweight? Hey, you might even be 50 pounds overweight. But I want you to dress your body to the best of your ability. Dress it to the best of its shape. And I want you, brother or sister, I want you to get out there and I want you to give your TED Talk. I want you to get out there and make everyone go, my goodness, what great information I just got. No one's going to think about whether or not you had on a skinny belt or a wide belt. No one's going to think about if your shoes were blue or black. What they're going to remember is that you had an awesome presentation because you were able to deliver. I want for you to not think about the perfect. I want you to think about your effort. More times than not, people are going to remember your effort. They're going to remember the tone of your voice. They are going to remember the energy that you gave. Sure, you might mess up. You might stumble over your words. You might even forget to walk from one side of the room to the other side of the room 4 times like you practiced, and you may only do it 3 times. No one's going to remember that part. They're going to remember how you made them feel. They're going to remember the words that you said that impacted them, that they were able to take a hold of that information and say, that is what I needed to be able to go forward. When you bring that effort every single day, that's where transformation happens. Are you bringing forth your best? Are you putting your best forward every single chance that you get? If you aren't, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Instead, decide today, I am going to bring my best every single day. I am now going to make that something that I'm going to roll over into 2019. I am going to always put my best foot forward. Now that foot might need a little lotion. That foot might need some new polish. That foot might need a new flip-flop on it. That foot might need a new sneaker on it. But guess what? You're making progress. Continue in your progress. Don't stop your progress. Just because you need new polish on those toes doesn't mean that that foot isn't going to work, okay? Just put on some new polish and keep it going. Matter of fact, take the polish off and keep going forward. There's nothing like nails with a little bit of clear on it. It says something about who you are. You're together. You're neat. You're organized, right? And it's like, don't leave room to cause yourself to fail. Don't leave that little gap so that you can step in it and fall. Instead, say, I want to make, sometimes simple is the most elegant thing to do. Sometimes your best thing that you can do is have that minimalistic perspective. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like minimalistic furniture. It's sometimes instead of having all of this stuff, we need to have the basics so that we can focus, so that we can make our point, and so that it's crystal clear to those who are trying to listen. And that goes on and it finishes and says, that's how change occurs. Putting in that effort every single day. Putting in that effort and not concentrating on the perfect, but instead concentrating on giving everyone your absolute best whenever you can. Quote number 4. Quote number 4. Always help someone. You might be the only one who does. Always help someone. You might be the only one who does. Now, not only does this reflect our Christian values of helping your brother and sister, assisting the traveler or the foreigner that comes to your home or that comes to your land, being a good hostess, it doesn't just include all of our Southern values of being hospitable to those who come and visit, but I think it speaks to who we are as a country, always being able to aid your fellow citizen. Right now, California is on fire, and my prayers and my heart is there with my family and my friends, and of course, I worry and I'm concerned, but I know that if I pray for their safety, that they will be able to get out sufficiently. Now, it doesn't mean that they may not go without having a burned something, but you can rebuild a home. We can't replace your life. So it's about perspective. It's about helping. My hat goes off. My heart goes out to the firefighters right now in California that is making sure that those beautiful citizens get out safely. That's so important. Sometimes we forget about our firefighters and we forget to salute them. I salute you right now because what you're doing is amazing. There are parts of California right now that look like hell on earth, and we are worried about those people and making sure that they are okay. So the quote of always help someone. You might be the only one who does. Perhaps you're not in California as I am in the Virginia location right now. So of course, I want to be able to help as many people as I can. How can I help you? Can I help you by inspiring you, by motivating you, by encouraging you? Can I help you by reminding you of who you are from your faith's perspective? Can I help you by reminding you that it's okay, that we've all been in a place of wondering, have I made the right decision? Can I encourage you as an entrepreneur or as a solopreneur? Can I encourage you as a mompreneur that yes, you can do it? Can I help you by reminding you that sometimes the way seems dark or uncertain, and there are moments where you are going to be sad in your life, but it can be and it will be okay. How can I help you? I love all of the hats that I wear as a wife, as a mom, as a therapist, as a minister, as an entrepreneur, as a radio host, as a TV host, as a podcaster. There are so many things that I do. And there are so many ways that I can assist you, that I can encourage you by letting you know that though everyone may not share, and I'm including from the person who just started yesterday all the way up to our mega stars, there have been times where you just go, ugh, and you're just not sure of what tomorrow will bring. But the one thing that we all can agree on is that you never give up. You keep going. Even when it's tough, even when it seems like no one's paying attention, even when it seems like it might be sad or blue, that it might be dark or gray, that the sun isn't shining today, that there's no daylight at the end of that tunnel. Yes, there is always daylight at the end of the tunnel. Perhaps you're in a bend, you're in a curve, and you just can't see the daylight, but the daylight is there. Perhaps you are just starting and your nerves have gotten to you and you're not sure if you made the right decision. Well, if God has placed that on your heart, if you are fulfilling that nagging feeling of, I need to get this done, if I don't do it, who will? Then yes, you will succeed. Be patient with yourself. Encourage yourself. Remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. There are going to be days that you are going to be flying high and you've helped more people than you could have ever imagined. And those are great days. Remember those days. Hold on to that feeling. So when you have those moments where a vendor didn't come through or someone dropped the ball or several balls, and it doesn't seem like what you've planned is going to work out, you can reach deep down inside of yourself and you can say, but I helped those people last time. I'm going to help these people today. I'm not going to allow this dip in the road, this pothole, this momentary setback to keep me from succeeding. I'm not going to allow this little bobble to keep me from ultimately achieving my goal of whatever you've set for yourself. Do you have a goal to have reached 1,000 people, to have helped 100 people, to have saved 50 dogs this year? Or perhaps you're trying to foster 10 kittens. Whatever it is, I want for you to remember that you are making a difference in the world. Do not be discouraged. Do not fall short of your goal. Keep making those lofty goals, because that means that you're going to keep stretching yourself. That means that you're going to keep going after your goal. You're going to keep chasing it. You're going to keep chasing it, and you're going to keep putting the pressure on yourself, good pressure on yourself, to make sure that you reach that goal. So as you read that quote, always help someone. You might be the only one who does. Please be encouraged. Please keep fighting. Please keep helping. Please keep encouraging, keep enlightening, keep empowering, keep being who you have been called to be. Now, I'm going to take a moment here to say hello to everyone. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. As you can hear, I have a little bit of a raspy voice today, so please forgive me for talking low. My name is Dr. Angela Chester. I am a pastoral counselor and Christian empowerment coach. Now, for those of you who don't know what a pastoral counselor is, I'm an ordained minister that is also a mental health practitioner. So not only am I able to help you with things that are dealing with spiritual development, but I'm also able to assist you with things dealing with mental health. So if you're suffering from anxiety or PTSD, or perhaps you need marriage counseling or grief counseling, that would be something that I can assist you with. Now, as a Christian empowerment coach, I love to be able to assist you with taking scripture off of the page and placing it in your heart and assisting you with being able to walk in your faith, to be able to live your faith out day by day. Now, if that sounds like something that you would enjoy, then Wednesday is the day that you also want to come back and visit. Mondays, I do motivational stuff, Motivational Monday. On Wednesdays, it's Wednesdays in the Word. And as I like to say, why? Because we are in the Word on Wednesday. That's the day that we concentrate on our spiritual development. Hashtag Bible study. So sometimes it's topical, meaning we talk about a particular subject, and then we look at all of the different scriptures that talk about that subject. Sometimes I might choose a particular scripture, and we go through that. And usually I'm sharing how you can grow from that particular book or that particular chapter. I hope that you will be able to join me. Now, others of you know me from Daily Spark, radio or TV. Thank you so much for tuning in to the radio show or to the television show. I really and truly appreciate your doing that. Thank you so much. I couldn't do all that I do without you. Now, many of you have asked about partnering opportunities and sponsorship. I would love to be able to partner with you, plant a seed. I would love to be able to talk to you about sponsorship, how to get your ad on the show. Simply visit Dr. Angela Chester. You'll see the tab there that says partnership, and it'll explain a little bit more. I want to help you be able to shine your light as well. Listen, I know that it is not all about me, but it is all about all of us together, shining a light for others to be able to see. So thank you in advance for planting a seed. Thank you in advance for sponsoring a show. I appreciate you. But more importantly, thank you for just being you and tuning in to today's episode. Thanks, you guys. You ready to get back to this Monday motivation? Let's go. So the last quote for today is quote number 5. I bring you 5. Here is number 5. Don't confuse bad days with weakness. Those are the days that you work the hardest. Don't confuse bad days with weakness. Those are the days that you work the hardest. Like I said, there are going to be days where, listen, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. But it's also going to be one of the days, or the week for that matter, that you're going to work the hardest. Why? Because you've kind of slidden back down the ladder. You're down in that ditch. You're in that pothole. You're in that gray area. And you need to get yourself up out of it. You're going to work that much harder. You're going to spend that much more energy trying to get back to your good place. A weak person can't do that. Don't allow other people to fool you into believing that in those moments that you're less than. Listen, people are going to bully you. People are going to push you. People are going to try to convince you that you aren't who you are. Don't allow them that much real estate in your head. Don't allow them to sit down, to pull up a seat and have a spot in your mind that says that you're less than. Absolutely not. It's eviction time. Kick them out. Dust that place off. And instead, let's replace it with some positivity. In those moments, in those gray areas, in those down times, you are fighting for your life. In those times, you are fighting for your brand. In those times, you are fighting for who God has called you to be. Don't let anyone tell you that when you are going hand over fist, when you're pulling yourself up that rope, do not let anyone convince you that that isn't you putting in not 100%, not even 110%. You might be putting in 200% or even 1,000%. I want you, when you get to the top of that mountain, when you get back to your safety zone, when you get back to ground zero, where you're then able to recalibrate, when you're able to reassess, when you're able to look at what happened, fix it, and then continue moving forward, I want for you to be able to say, look at what we just did. Look at how we were able to save ourselves from that gray area, adjust, and now move forward, moving towards your goal. It's all about how you think about your life. I've said 1,000 times over, I'm a glass half full kind of person, and I believe that you can be as well. Sure, you can be a realist, and the realist may say, well, I don't know. Don't be confused. Really, have a glass. It has this much in it. It could be half full, or it could be half empty. The decision is up to you, my friend. I choose to say that it is half full and operate from the point of positive optimism. Well, you guys, I have to go on and go to the next event. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. Thank you so much for joining me, be it that you're watching this on Periscope or on YouTube, on Roku, or on Apple TV. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope that you have an awesome, awesome Monday. Please forgive my voice. Prayerfully next Monday, I will be all better. Until next time, everyone, go be awesome. I'll see you later. Oh, thanks so much for that. I appreciate that. Now, real quick, you guys, I'm so sorry. My Perry ushers down there, those 3 little dots, make sure that you are 1, following me. 2, that you share this with your friends and followers as well, so that when I do Monday Motivation or I do Wednesday in the Word, you are definitely here with me. Thanks so much for sharing this morning with me, and I hope that you have a great day. Until next time, everyone. Bye-bye. Be awesome.